Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are around the world. Welcome to Kilroy's World. Welcome to my shop. I guess I'm out in the shop. See, the messy shop. Paul, you have nothing on me. Today, what are we going to do? I'm going to change out some capacitors. I started changing out capacitors a couple of weeks ago, and this is what was in there. Come on. Eh, Come on. That's what I get for buying cheap cameras, huh? But anyway, this is how I think this is called the dead kill or kill dead or something like that capacitor goes across the power line. I can't remember exactly what what I remember seeing it as. This one's a point. I don't know. What is it? What is it? Let's see. This one is, guys, it's so hard to see it up there. This is a point one 400 DC working volts. Now, I put in an electrolytic last time. I don't know if you remember. Let's see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to need a little more light. Let me see if I can brighten up this. I got to move my shop around. Let's see. Let me give myself some more light. Up, power, and we want blue light, right? Yeah, blue light. And I'm thinking this is going to be probably better over here for all parties involved, so I can see it. Well, that's still not the best. Let's see here. Let's see here. Can I get in there like that? Let me go over to YouTube, make sure that I'm muted out there and that it's live. And welcome everyone. I see one waiting out there. Not certain who it is. However, it matters not. But anyway, that right there was the or is the capacitor that blew up. I still don't have enough light. Right there is what I need. Yeah. But that was it. It was connected to that point there and that point there. And I actually extended it out. Um, Maybe the capacitors that I've got. Hey, Mr. Dave Gatton. Howdy, howdy, Mr. Dave Gatton. Dave Gatton, CNC, one of the best CNC dudes that I know. Hey, he's built his own CNCs, right, Dave? And has offered the plans, in fact, for others. A long time ago in a land far, far away, that is. Let me see. I'm trying to make this big. What are you up to tonight, Dave? I'm uh I'm going to be changing out capacitors, and I believe that's exactly what I need. Uh-oh. I'm going to change my German sounding speech chat to something else. Let me see here. Speech chat, control panel. Yeah, I need to really learn how to use my EV Mux, Dave. This is Google Douche. Um, let's let's go back to just regular old Microsoft David. Why not, huh? Let's see. Gilroy. Better. Okay. Yeah, going back to my EV Mux. So I'm trying to learn it, Dave. If you find any good, uh, websites or anything like that, let me know, and I'll go look at it. I kind of can figure it out, but I don't ever do anything until I'm live, and anyway, I need to pretty it up a little bit. The only thing I know to do is like that, like this, make it tiny. There's nobody else here, so I can't show you this, but anyway. But this is actually the capacitor we need here. It's a zero point 0.1 microfarad, which is the same thing as this. I figure I'll go ahead and plug it in. If it blows up, well, I'll figure something else out. I got plenty of them. This shouldn't blow up. This is a 630 volt capacitor. The one that was in there is 400, I think, or 450, or or let's see. Yeah, it's a 400, and this one is 630 volts, and of course it's the 104J actually means a point one. Because if you think about it, it's one, and I'm going out on a limb here. I want to say it's four zeros, which puts it one, two, three, one. It's going to be five. I don't know. Let's before we start, let's look up some capacitor uh, codes. It's not really hard, but the 104J is what we're doing here. Make sure. I mean, that's what I ordered. That's what the package says. Zero point 0.1 microfarads. See 104. So I mean, I'm sure that's fine. But anyway, let me go capacitors. And I always have to look it up because I can't remember. I teach in an industrial electronics class where we talk about capacitors, and the class is a quick class. I say a quick class. There's so much material you have to just go buy it, buy real fast. But I think I'm going to introduce the chart for what the numbers mean. Let me see if I can find one. In fact, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. It's gonna what is it, infinity or whatever it is. But give me a second, and I'll okay, let me share my screen and the whole. And let's see if I share the window. Does the window give me no? And it doesn't let me pick out the tab. Let me just go ahead and do the whole thing like I normally do. There we go. And then I'll just minimize this, and everything went away. Go back to console, EVMux. Let's stop sharing. Where is it? Oh, it's probably because it's up here. All right. So I want to put chart in here. Chart, not cart. Chart, capacitor chart conversion. Let's do that. So here's what I'm looking at. Let me see if I can find the one that has. Let's look at this one. Let's just see what this one. Does this one have the numbers? No, this has got a J, which is 630 volts. Although that says 2J, but is there a 4J? No, there's not a 4J. So the J must be 630. No, the J is nope. The J is plus or minus 5%. But that's ceramic capacitors. Is it the capacitor I have with me? Oh, those are codes. Those are number codes. Interesting. Oh, that looks horrible. I feel like I'm just kind of searching right now, but I'm going to do a capacitor 104. I am going to find a chart 104J. And that J value. Okay, so the 104J on a capacitor indicates its capacitance value and tolerance. Remember we said the J was what? 5%, right? So this capacitor, 5% of whatever the value is. So this represents a capacitance value. The first two digits is a 10, signifies, and the third digit of 4 is the multiplier. And that's what I was thinking. So 100,000 picofarads. And 100,000 picofarads is how much? How many farads? So 0.1 microfarad, is that what it is? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because I wish I had something to write with. Let me do something here. let's see. Let me go to back to the live stream. Let me. I never showed you, so I'm still here. Okay, cool. So the deal is it's 100,000 picofarads. Yeah, so it's 100,000 picofarads. Okay, 100,000 picofarads. Now a picofarad. Let me go back to where I can see the screen. Yeah. So a picofarads. This is picofarads. So 1 picofarad is equal to 0.000. That's milli. 000. That's micro. Okay, and then the picofarads. Yeah, it's pico then nano, and then 000. That's the pico range. But this is 100,000, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So guess what? It's point. Oh, that's weird. It's 0.001. 100,000. Yeah, 6. Oh no, wait, that's a million. That's a million. Yeah. So it's this. No. Yeah. 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 Yes. 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 So it comes out to here. Let me go back to this. Now I'm confusing myself. It's yeah. I was doing this wrong. It's 100,000 picofarads. That's where I messed up. I put a million picofarads. So it's 100,000 picofarad, which is actually point 0.1 microfarad. There we go. So that's how that comes out, and that's what that is. That's zero point 0.1 microfarads. Now I'll be honest with you guys. I'm waiting for the guy with to come work on my AC in the house. It's only 94 here, but the air conditioner won't go below 78, 79, and we keep it at 70. So it's not good. That was just a random text, I guess. Um, oh, guess what, guys? Yes, yeah, the guy with the AC is here. So stand by, guys. Sorry about that. If there's anybody out there, please tell them. In fact, I'll just chat. Okay, I'll put it in chat. Okay. Um, Trying to put it on YouTube. Be right back, guys. Dave, if you're still out there, keep them in line for me. Be right back.
Gilroy says, BRBAC guy is here.
So here we are. Did anybody else sneak in while I was no, I was hoping somebody else would show up. All right, guys, I'm back. Hopefully hopefully they'll go ahead and charge up my AC. Um, but I'm bound to get some. So there's the reason or the or the or the
Gilroy says back.
or the reason why this says point one and this one says 104. Now, let me look at something else because I just realized, yeah, the first two digits, the 10 are the significant digits, and the third digit, 4, is the multiplier. But see, that's 104. That's not what I think. It's pretty much the same thing. No. Never mind. Never mind. I'm thinking something else. So yeah. So exactly what I said earlier. So the 10 is the first two digits. Then we have the multiplier. The first digit plus 4 zeros equals 100,000 picofarads. And I'm sure I'm not showing that, but that's the reason this is a 104J. Anyway, I want to set this over the side. This is where I need to do something else about, let's see, how can I do this? I'm trying to put the light so that it's not in my way and we can see this. See, I probably should look at an overhead system that points straight down so I can look at it because I've got to take. Now I can see that really well there, but the question is can you? Let's see if I put that there like that. Yeah, let's go a little closer in. Yeah, so that one there is the one that blew up. You can kind of tell that it's blown up. All right, because there's a there's one connection to the plate, and there's the other one, and then this foil wraps around, and that's what becomes the electrolytic. So it's between there and there. Can I bridge this? By golly, I sure can. I can just go from there to there, and we should be good on that. I really'd like to know how much voltage we have across there too. So what I'll do is I'm going to plug this in to get it. I'm going to plug this in to this right here, which is a dim bulb tester. I've spoken about it earlier. I've got an isolation transformer there. Uh, the dim bulb or the variac. I'll crank up the voltage. If there's any current flowing through here, this bulb will light up. And what I do is I use the example of this wire plugged in with the terminals, and I probably need to solder this and put a piece of heat shrink tubing on here. But I think that right there shows what I'm doing. I'm taking and plugging it in. Let's see if we can do this. I'm plugging it in right there, okay? And at that point, I'm shorting out that outlet. Well, if I plug my radio into here and it's shorted, then what'll happen is this light will light up. So let's do this. I don't have any power here. I'm gonna see my power's right there, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. But I'll turn it on after I plug it in, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll crank this up all the way, probably to about 110, because I was noticing this thing's not exactly right. I probably need to recheck the voltage coming out of here and and adjust these numbers. But for right now, what I want to do is let's go back over here. Let's look at the dim bulb tester. Yeah, get my hand out of the way. Really, that bulb right there. Oh, look over there. But that bulb right there, trying to get a better view of this, is what'll be our what'll drop the current. I guess it's I believe it's current limited. All right, let's see. I think everything's off. I don't know. Let's do this. All right, there we go. I just plugged it in. Okay, so there it is at 110. I'm going to bring it back down. Let's just bring it all. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And by turning it on, this is what turns it on. Okay. Now there's no voltage coming out of this yet, but you'll see that bulb starts to get bright because the voltage is going through that, through one side of the line into the other, and then it's in series with that bulb. So the more I turn it up, the more. Okay, that would signify and notice I'm not even up to 55 volts, but that would signify a short in the radio. So let's turn it back off. Let's unplug this. I want to put it in there so I can keep it together. All right, so let me plug the radio in. And I've already turned it on, and not much has sputtered, so we'll just leave it like that. I'm going to cut that capacitor out. I'm trying to get. See, can I do this? Hold on a second. Maybe I can do something with this thing. Maybe not. We'll leave it like that for now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this capacitor out and get it out of here. All right, let's just go ahead and let's see, do it. And by the way, I know this is dead. That's why I'm just touching it. If I had the power on here, I would not be touching this. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right here for now. And the reason is that way I know the 2 points that I'm at. This one here and that one there. Of course, I probably should have cut a little bit less off. So now I get to strip that little wire a little bit. And the question is where's the wire stripper? No, this is a big wire stripper. Wire strippers over here. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it the way I normally do. I guess it might be out in the truck. I think I was working out in the truck. All right, let's just do it this way. In fact, I don't even need to do it there. I know where the 2 points are. Let's take and measure which is this point here, and it's easier to point in this point here. So that's right there, because that right there is where the power comes in. There's one side of the power line right there, okay, and then I'm sorry, this is one side of the power line. Hold on. Maybe not. I thought the capacitor was straight across the power line, but I guess not. It's coming off of this pin, which I said was 3, 4, 5. Man, that looks kind of interesting down there. What I'm saying here, let me before I power this thing back up, let me do this. Let's get a little more light on there. So what I'm seeing is this down here, but I guess I saw it wrong. It's just a piece of wire going from this terminal, and I don't really want to point with a pencil. Let me get something else to point with. There we go. From it's a wire going from this terminal to this terminal, but what I was seeing is it looked like it was touching, but it's not. I don't think. Let me see if I can just bend this over a little bit. Not a lot. It just looks kind of funny sitting there. Because there's something else up underneath it, and I guess it's just one of the little tabs for the ground like this one over on the other side. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, that looks okay. All right, so I need to check voltage. Yeah, I need to check voltage from here to there. I just want to know. I want to know, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the schematic. So basically the point that I'm checking is this zero point 0.1 microfarad capacitor there, which is going from the line. And I'm just going to fix this now to the schematic. Then we'll do a repair and maybe this is it, to basically put a neutral on one of these sides and make the neutral this side here. So because this is, see which is the chassis? Well, one of these two sides. I'll figure out which is the chassis. This actually looks like it's hot. That looks like it's grounded. So I'm going to assume that this side over here is the chassis. So basically, put a fuse in there and make it to where the hot line, I think, is disconnected from the chassis. Basically, is what it comes down when it's off. I think that's what we're supposed to do. Anyway, but since this doesn't have a polarized plug, you can plug it in either way, and sometimes you'll have power on the chassis, you know, and sometimes you won't, which is pretty dangerous. Okay, let me plug this in. Let's see what we got. So this thing's plugged in. Yeah, I got it there. No need to look at that. This is the point of interest here. This is our point of interest as I turn this up. Okay, so here we go. That's on, and this is going to go slowly up. Now, what I was getting last time is, hold on, before I do that, let me turn this off. Let me make sure it's on. Yeah, all right. And I'm going to turn it full blast, but what we were getting was just a bunch of hum. So let's see what happens this time. Oh, I got to turn the power up. There you go. And I'm at 50 volts, right? I'm looking to see if any of the tubes are starting to light up. No, they're not. We're at 80 volts. But notice, this isn't bright either. Okay, yeah, so now what's going on is, that indicator bulb's starting to come up, and it's too dark. Really, I want to take it. I'm scared now. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm gonna just put it on its side this way. Let's see. Let's get it off the. Let's do it that way. Okay. So now I can take my readings there, and we can also look at the tubes. So let's go back. Let me bring it all the way back down again. Turn it on, and now you'll see the tubes start coming to life. So let's see if I can show this to you as it's happening in real time. And again, I'm going to turn this thing back off because I want to move it again that way. See, I don't even know if that chassis is hot or not. So there's our indicator light right there, and our bulb is down there. And I guess I could do this, give us a little better view of it, maybe. All right, so yeah, good old batteries, huh? The old technology mixed in with the new. All right, here we go. Powering up. Voltage is at 50 volts. That light starts to shine. I don't see anything. What did I do for a pointer? Where's my pointer? Did I drop my pointer? I did not drop it. Yeah, here it is. All right, so that light's barely coming up. There's no filament light here. Let's go on. We'll leave it there for a second. Again, if we look at this, there's no current flowing through here at all. Can't even see it. This is pretty bright. Oh, there we go. So that is starting to heat up. You can hear it. All right, that's the hum. There's 100 and 110. So that right there is probably where the voltage should be. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Okay, because I really don't want to run this thing anymore than I have to with that hum going on until I get this capacitor. I'm just curious as to what the voltage is at. Let's see that. Turn that off. Yeah, at this spot. Make sure that it's not hot. At this spot here. I just want to see what the voltage is between here, or between here and here. So that's what I want. Let me turn this thing on. One of these days I'll set up my bench so that I pull the stuff off instead of in front of me. Yeah. Let's see. So this is AC. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can get this in the picture. I think I can. I think I can do it like that. All right. You know what? Let me see if I can just clip this on, then turn it on, and I don't have to jick with it. I've got a bunch of connectors here that we can use, and some of them will clip. This is to check wires. What I'm going to use it for is to check the wiring diagram, and that way it pinches the wires, and you actually get. Although this doesn't look like it pierces it. Interesting. Anyway, one of these is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these don't pinch. But I do have some that do pinch. Oh yeah, there's the pincher right there. See? So basically, I could do it on this, but I'm not. I'm just going to put attachment clips. But when you do this, that pierces into the wire. Like for instance, when I go to check the right here, when I go to check the wiring on my truck, I'll just snap it in there on one end, and it'll stay holding it, and I'll go to the other side. But I think I can do this. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Let me see here. Can I? Yeah, I think I found the ones I need. Right here. Let's see. So let me take this and replace. Yeah, I only have one of these. Let me grab this red one also. All right, so this is what I'm going to do here. Take this side. Okay, and one of these two, right? So that there, and that'll allow me to take and clip it right there. Okay, right there. And then I can just plug it in at this point here. What's this? All right. And I can just do the same thing with this one if, yeah, I can do it. Let's take this probe off. Let's go ahead and plug that in there. And then I'll connect it right here to this point. And let me put that back. And now this one's also plugged into black. And there we are. So let's see. AC. All right, let's do this. Let me make sure I'm not grounded any way, shape, or form. Power up. 0 volts. Look, I turned it up to 25 on here. I don't know what it really is, but hey, that says 20. So actually it's 20, okay? Because what I'm reading is the voltage. There's 100 right there, right? There's 120. And that 120 is my 110 mark. Now that's going to come up. So at that point, that's the voltage that's there, okay? All right, so that's all I wanted to see. And that makes sense because what we're doing, what we're checking is we're checking off of this tube here, off of this point right here, between there and the other side of the line switch. Well, actually, I'm picking it up over here by the switch, okay? But it's the same thing. And I've got the switch closed, so it doesn't matter, or yeah, closed. It doesn't matter if I'm here or there, which is where the capacitor goes to, right? Or there on pin 8 of the 12 SQ7. I'm just measuring the line voltage is all I'm measuring. Yep. Basically between here and there, line voltage 120. All right. So that's that. I just wanted to see what we had there. Okay, so let's take this off. I've already got the power off. I'm gonna turn the voltage down. Let's get rid of this. Set it over there. Now comes the part where hopefully I'm not going to discharge anything. I'm feeling some heat, but the heat is because I'm hot. It's hot in here. I am going to. Yeah, interesting. Oh, my soldering iron went off, and I don't know. I might have to. I might be able to get it over there like that. There, it's closer. I could probably make it work there. I'm going to have to get. I think I need to rethink my bench setup. So, will that work? Man, that's short. Let me see if I can get something to extend the power over to me.
Snot Crusher Canada.
Hey, Greg.
Says, evening, Hal.
Evening to you, Greg. How are you? I'm looking for an adapter to get more power over there. More power. Oh, 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 oh. And I thought I had it handy. Okay. Well.
JJE. Says, hello, waving hand.
Hello, Jim.
JJE. Says, hey, Greg.
So, guys, just I checked the voltage between here and here, and it's right across the line. I checked the the schematic. This is where that capacitor that we replaced last time. Remember, it blew up. Well, it wasn't supposed to be electrolytic. Okay, and like you can see, it's from this point to this point, right across the line.
Hey, Jim.
I do have capacitors. I've got a bunch actually, but this one here, this one here is a 0.1. If you look it up, we actually looked up the chart and looked up the number, and that is 10, which is the prefix, and then 4 is a suffix in zeros basically. So that's 100,000 picofarads, and which is 0.1 microfarad. Do the math. If not, go to the front of the video, and it's explained. All right, so that's what we've got to go ahead and solder in there. And for right now, what was I going to do about power? Forgot what I was going to do. You know what? I can really. I don't need, because we do. I don't need power to the radio, so I'm unplugging it. So what I'll do is I'll just use my outlet here, um, and I'll check it before I plug it in. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I said 110 was 120 volts. Let me check it real quick. I've bypassed it, so it's not going through the bulb now. I'm just basically getting it straight off the the variable voltage regulator. However, however, I'm trying to make sure before I plug all this in. And all I'm doing now is I took this apart and I'm just going to connect to there and to there, and I'm going to plug this thing in and I'll see what the voltage is. Are we off? Yeah, we are off. There we go. All right, let's turn it on. No explosions. Now that's interesting. I'm only getting 14 volts AC. Why is that? Oh, I got somebody calling me. I'll be right back, guys. hopefully the wife will be happy that the air conditioner's working, guys. Um, all right. I just wanted to see there's no new messages. All right, cool. We're caught up, guys. I know it's kind of slow, but all right. So what I need to do now is solder a capacitor between here and there, and basically turn that on. Oh yeah, and where I was at was the voltage. Why am I reading? Yeah, something's wrong. Don't know what's wrong, but maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I turn the power on, it would actually work. Ah, I needed to bypass it. I didn't have it bypassed. I had it going physically through. There we go. Look, that's a voltage we've got, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that thing into it. And what I did is, because this is a bypass switch, I was still going through there. I didn't have it flipped, but that's the deal. That one right there turns everything on and off, and that one right there bypasses that right there. That's how it's wired. There's also a 5 amp circuit breaker here from the Air Force days. I think this came out of a T-38 aircraft, and I might have one or two laying around. Uh, they were surplus, but anyway. All right, so let me unplug this and go back to that. Let's turn the power off totally. Unhook my power. I know I have 120 volts. Maybe go down a little bit more. Just yeah, I really need to recalibrate that this ring right here. I need to recalibrate it. Actually, put the numbers that it's at when it's pointing. But that's for another day. That's why I'm using the voltmeter. All right, this is off. Let me set this off to the side. All right, just getting a little water hydrating. I plug this puppy in. Make sure this is hot. No. Okay, plug that in. Let me unplug this other connector so I don't zap myself. Turn it back on, and we should have, uh, hopefully here in a second, 400 Fahrenheit, which I have no idea. Oh wait, I do know. No, it's 400 centigrade. Or I'm sorry, 400 C, not centigrade. Um, I forget what it's called. I just know the old name. What do you guys in Canada call it? Anyway, let's go ahead and, is that hot? It should beep here in a second. And I guess I can prepare this thing. Am I going to hook it? Am I just going to? I was listening to Mr. Carlson the other day. If you guys know who I'm talking about, and he said some people will take and put little wires like this.
Canada. Says C.
Yeah, what is C though? What is C? It's not centigrade. It used to be called centigrade. It's something else now.
Crush for Canada. Says Celsius.
Celsius. Thank you, sir. Yeah, but anyway, it's going to go right in there like that. So I may as well take and unsolder this little puppy right here. Let me grab a little. And by the way, guys, Greg, Jim, you guys want to come in the panel? By all means, man. That's why you're in the group. And Greg, I'm sure you saw what Jerry dropped in the group, which was an invite to the makers on Saturday. All right, let me see if I can melt this. Let's take and go like this. I don't know what it's hot. Oh, let me tin this thing up a little bit. Always keep your tinned, cleaned, whatever you want to call it. That always helps you to looking for a sponge to make it work better, to make it yeah to make it transfer the heat better. All right, so let's get rid of this one. Come on. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? And see, the thing is you don't want to mess. Oh, that's almost there. You don't want to mess with the tube and then and you know the socket and mess it up. And I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready just to trim that right there and not worry about it, and then just do some solder up on top like this, like that. And did I cut that bottom one? I did, sure enough. And that's what I was trying to avoid. Oh my God. Oh well. And you know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. That looks kind of. That looks kind of. Oh, let me. I need my my stripper. Let me go get it. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right. This is what I need. The ones that I had, I don't know if I brought them over. This will go down to 18 gauge. I don't. I think this is probably more of a 20. Maybe not. Might be 18. But the thing is I just want to take and just cut the insulation, and then pull off the piece like that. And oh, that's a solid wire too. Okay. All right. So that needs to go back. That needs to go back right here. Right? Oh boy. Now I forgot where it was, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was here. Not this one, because this one's. No, because this is the same spot as this one here. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. I believe this is probably for. What's it doing? What is it? Taking it off of here? All right, let's look at this. Let me go back here for a second. I didn't go back far enough. Yeah, it's this one here. Yeah, because I'm sitting here looking at this one in the video, so it's this one here. And hey, I'm glad I had it videoed, huh? It's nice to be live. It's recorded. Cool, huh? All right, let's get this done. I'm making this bigger so I can see what I'm looking at on the screen. I'm gonna go from, like I said that point right there. I also need to put this one in there too. So um, that's interesting. That barely reaches over there. So I'm gonna move this thing over and make room for this one so that I can solder it right there. I'm going to go around it like that. And then I don't have any room. Or I could get another piece, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to solder that in there. You know, by golly, let me get something else.
Three DHP
Hey, Jerry.
says, hello guys.
Hello, Jerry. I'm getting a tool, and I'll be right there. If you can hear me. All right. What I'm going to do.
3DHP says, we hear you.
Good, good. Yeah, I was over on the other side of the bench. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my solder sucker. I got a little machine. Show it to you real quick in this mess. I got a little machine that will, that right there, that wire is basically pointing to. That way I'll take all the solder off of it and we can put it in the little holes that it's supposed to be. So I think we're about to find out if my 5 amp fuse on the dim bulb tester is going to pop up there. See it up at the top? I'm going to set this down, plug it in, take that, and It is on. Oh, that's because, why is it? Why am I not getting, there we go. Because the cable came off the back. All right, so as soon as that heats up, we'll go over and suck the solder off that pin on that tube. I don't know exactly which one it is, but maybe if I looked at the schematic, I might be able to figure it out. Not that I really need to. I can say that's the 35Z5. So the 35Z5. Well, that's heating up. The 35. So that's that one right there. And you can see one of the dial indicators, which is there, is actually going to pin, looks like pin 7. And it looks like pin 3, 7, and 2 are together. Yeah, so there's little wire. It goes from there. The power goes there. Does it? Does it? Does it? That's still at 300. It'll get to 400 in a second. But yeah, I guess the power does. I'm going to just say, yeah, it does. It comes across over on the capacitor. No, I take that back. I'm wrong. Here it is right here, guys. The power right here goes to one side of the line, which is right there, right? Right. So that is, it goes right there, and it goes over to, I'll show you. This goes up to that pilot lamp at the top, and then this wire over here goes to pin 7. I got some light, but I ain't got enough light there to see it. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, get the light in over here. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if we can see this. Yeah, this comes over from the power over here, and my machine's getting rid of beep. I think it's flashing. I thought it beeped, and then it goes over to that pin there. We're gonna suck on right there. You know, I still can't see the pin numbers. I'm gonna have to do something else about eyesight and about lighting. The pins at the bottom have numbers, but I can't really make them out because they're so tiny. Anyway, we're putting it back on this one, no matter what, right? So, do this. Oop, no, we don't want to do that. My light's coming apart here. All right. There we go. Ah, there it is. There's there's our 400, or is it going off? Let me just toggle this thing. Okay. All right. So let's just get this thing out of here. Let me raise this thing out. Let's go ahead and go over here. Maybe I can heat it up also with the soldering iron. And you know, oh, oh. Look at this, guys. This is what this thing should do. It's running through the dim bulb tester. In other words, the power that it's pulling, I'm going to unplug it from there. Okay, everything's off. This one here. Yeah, now it's it's bypassed? Yeah, I think I've got it bypassed now. It's not going through the bulb. So all the current was being sunk on the in the bulb, and that's why it was because I had this switch thrown up here. But anyway, now it's bypassed, and that down there is on. But anyway, let's get back to this. Let's get this out of the way. Come on, come on. Let me see. Let me see here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if I can just heat it up with this. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I'm going to take that tube out of there. That's what I'm going to do. And I think we're going to have some. Let's see. Let's just set it right there. Some RF coil issues is my guess, because that looks kind of dirty, or at least at very least, I'm going to have to get in there and clean them out. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, all right. So that's out of there. Okay. Go back over here. Let me see if I can suck it out of there. I think I'm going to have to. I have to do this. I don't have to heat it up with this. Yeah. Well, it's not really sucking it out of there, but all right. Let's try something else. I want to get this piece of wire off of here. Figure out which way it comes. I can just twist it off, because it's probably just wrapped on there like that. And then what I'll do, see that you can see that pin going up and down. I don't know if that's going to be bad or good, or oh, come on. Why doesn't it want to come off of there? Probably because it's so well wrapped on there. Either that or I've just messed up this pin. I don't think so. It is so well wrapped up in there. All right. Let's do a little cutting. See, I've got the soldering iron stuck in the hole. It looks like it's stuck like right there. All right, a little more trimming. Let's trim that little piece. There we go. See, that made it totally pop off of there. just the pins out there. Yeah, see how they all move up and down? Um, I see. Let's go ahead and do the same thing that they just did. Let's take this thing. Ooh, I may have to be changing that piece of wire. I don't know. I'm sure it was close. Yeah, that worked. Do this. Work it a little bit. And do the same exact thing they did, which is just bend it over a little bit. Just let me get another pair of needle nose. Okay. So, oh boy, something happened here. Yeah, what happened? I lost my camera. Hmm. Yeah, I lost my camera for some reason. Not certain why. Something happened though. Yeah, let me see what audio is set to. Yeah, okay. I think we're good. All right. Microphone was changed by default to the Razer Kaio, which should be this one.
Snog Crusher Canada says, "Where's Jeff tonight to fight with the bot face with
I don't know. I don't know. He's probably having fun building models for um his trains. I saw some shop he was building looked really nice. All right, come on, guys. I gotta at least be able to solder one capacitor in, right? All right. So let me hold this thing in like this, and I'll just give it a little twist. All right. So that one will be fine there. Um, you guys hear me okay? I'll drop the solder right there. But first, I'm gonna put this thing on there too. Really?
Snog Crusher Canada says, muffled.
Muffled, huh? Muffled, really? Well, I just lost my camera again. Jeez. I don't know what's happening with my camera right now. I just I just lost my camera again. Let's try it again. Yeah, it's picking up the sound from that other camera. That one is that it had there. Now you can hear me better, right? EOS Web. You I don't know why it's losing the camera, but maybe it's just hot. All right. So what I was saying is, I'm gonna hit the camera, see if it goes off. No, I don't know. I don't know what the heck happened. But anyway, I want to put this thing here too.
Says better now.
Yeah, yeah, because it's this camera here, Greg. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop.
Says
Abidus. Abidus.
Strange things. Says hey hey.
Hey, welcome, Abidus. Haven't seen you in a while. In fact, I saw you in there in the list the other day and thought, wow. Um, so Abidus, I'm on here and also on YouTube, but I hear both of them. So unfortunately, there's only one person here and like two over there, which isn't much better, I guess. But
Abidus says I was probably a dirty lurker.
I don't remember where it was. I don't remember. And welcome, These Strange Things. Yes. Hey, hey. Welcome. Yeah, so this one's the next thing I need to put in here. I'm going to try to make it like that, and I'll just cut it off. So about right here, I think, is probably what I want to do. And then we'll fire this thing up, guys. We'll see what electronic fun happens. Let's see how I'm going to do this.
I am here because I can put it on audio only while working a yard.
Ah, okay. Well, you definitely more than welcome to be there and listen to my rambling. I am going to take and put some heat shrink tube in here, guys, like this. Well, I'm looking at YouTube. Let me go back. My camera messed up earlier. Okay. Let me just double check sound. Yeah, we're on the Razor. Okay, we're good there. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Instead of just leaving that lead like that, I'm going to go ahead and put it like right there and form the lead around like that so that it's not touching this. Eventually I'll replace this capacitor too. So let's see. Let's just go from here over there. Real big wide swing. So what I'll do is I'll just leave the whole length and I can always just move it out of the way, I guess. I don't know. Let me cut this thing about here. Yeah, about there. Do that. Yeah, so I can basically put it like this right here, guys. Is what I'm wanting to do. So I'm gonna see if I don't need to cut the leads. Where's my? Let's put another one of these over here. Let's see how long this is. Let's cut this right there. And by the way, Abdus, in any form, lurking, non-lurking, you're more than welcome on either channel. So, all right. Now, I'm really tempted to hook these ends, and that way I can at least have one pivot spot. So what I'll do is just take and make myself a little hook. Mr. Carlson says don't do that. If you guys know who Mr. Carlson is.
Nightman says, please subscribe.
It's free. Well,
Nightman
trying to just trim this thing right there.
Please follow here to see more antics in woodworking, electronics, computers, and more.
Yeah, and the computers we did a couple months ago. We did a VIC 20, Commodore 64, TI 99.4. I did a 2600 Atari and did some emulators. So this one goes there. So I'm going to go ahead and just do what the reason I couldn't get it off last time is probably because they've done exactly what I'm doing right now, like that. Okay, so that's going to go like that, and then it'll come over here. And so let me solder this in. And did it go off? Yeah, look, it went off. Well, let's power it back up. And my, and I'm not going to touch my camera. My solder sucker is also asleep. If I touch it, no, it's not going to wake up. Yeah, it's waking up. All right. But this was what happened the last time. That was the capacitor I installed. It was a electrolytic across the line, and it blew. Imagine that, putting an electrolytic across the line. All right, let's see. Let's get a little of this here. All right. Let's bring a little solder over there. Heat up the terminal a little bit, and then put a little dab on the wire, and see how it just kind of flows on there. Touch the tab, and I'm gonna put a little more on there. There we go. That should be good. Oh, hey, it's heated up, and we don't need to suck anything out. All right. So there's that one side. Make sure everything's good. This black piece is also there, so we're good there too. Okay. I need to put it right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. I don't want to. If later on I want to be able to access this, is what I'm saying. I probably should change this one out too, but I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to unsolder this piece of wire. Yeah, melt that capacitor, that wax on that capacitor. Well, I wonder what temperature, I wonder what type of solder they used in here, because this stuff doesn't like to. And I'm going to do that and burn my fingers. There we go. There we go. That fell off. All right, that's good. Um, where is my little piece that fell off that I had on the other leg? Where is it? I need to cut another one. There it is. All right, so this thing here needs to have a piece on this side. I think I cut it to length, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cut a little shorter, and yeah, there we go. And then I'll just bend this little. No, I'm not even gonna hook it. I think I'm just gonna solder it right there.
Real lean solder thinking face.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna solder it right there, just like that. I'll see if I can. In fact, let me tin the actual wire a little bit first, and probably over the circuit's not a good thing.
Strange World says the lead-free solder does not like to melt easy. You have to add some leaded solder to it.
Um, I doubt that was unleaded though. I know what you're saying, and there's different temperatures also, but what this is old solder. I'm just going to solder it right there. Look, just right there. Maybe. Oh yeah, baby. I think we're good there. I'm going to just tap it with a little more solder because you can never have enough. But actually I think that's good. I think that's good. All right, make sure we're not touching anything we shouldn't. Just put that there. I'm not really happy with the way this looks right here, but for right now, I'm going to leave it like that because I know I'm going to have to take this one out, and I guess that could be next, huh? Um, I was just looking at that connection there on that coil right there. I was just looking at it goes from there, so that might be a telltale sign. It actually goes also to the on off switch. Is that the volume? I think it's on the power too. Yeah, because this piece goes to the power side. But I think that'll be okay like that. Well, guys, there's what we got.
Says, is this one going to go pop like the last
I don't know. I don't know. But there it is right there. It's on its side. Let me put this tube back in. Well, okay, Greg, the capacitor that I put in there, I'm just looking at the number on this thing. Yeah, 35Z. Um, the capacitor I put on there last time was electrolytic capacitor.
Strange World
And
says,
if
get a bag ready to catch all the smoke.
right, and it it might blow up. If it blows up, then I got a totally different issue. But I don't think so. But the electrolytic capacitor, the way it works is it's polarized. Okay, and this one doesn't have any polarization on it, and because this is right across the line, right? We looked at the schematic, and we decided that yes, this is right across the line. See this side and this side. See that goes right there. So when the switch is on, it's touching one side of the AC, and when it's this other piece is that right there, which is what I was showing you right here. Where is it? Yeah, right here is where the line goes to. Right here. See, it goes, line goes here to there to there. There's the switch, right? And then this other side is between here and hey, it goes over to the place where we plug this capacitor in. So this capacitor is actually across the line. We're about to see, okay? We're about to see what happens. Hopefully nothing will happen. You guys can take your bets now. I'm going to turn off all the power supply bench stuff. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. I started at 6:30, but I've been in and out. So let's see. But at least one capacitor, guys. At least one capacitor. Let me take all this stuff off of here. And I will be setting up my bench a little better. But for right now, I guess I just need to spend some time on it. Let's just get all this stuff out of here. We don't need it. Ooh, this is hot. Ooh, it is hot. Yeah, I'm just moving the solder sucker off of there. Okay. All right, so what do we have here? Let's put some more light on this. We got this capacitor that we just changed out. Um, Let me get it all hooked up over here. Let me get this going because I unplugged and turned things off and stuff. So, oh, and hey guys, check it out. I plugged this in, which is my usual check. Okay, there's my power. Look what happened. pulled 5 amps. Pop, because I didn't have it in. Now I don't know what's going to happen when I do this. Is it still going to be there? Oh, I didn't realize that was going to do that. All right. But anyway, see, that's plugged in to the wall. This is giving it 110 volts. So that's actually off. Now, if I go up here like that, it goes through the bulb, which that's what I'm doing with the radio. I'm making the radio go through here and go through the bulb. And of course, there's zero voltage basically. Let's turn this off, unplug this. So we're ready to test with this cable. All right. So, and I'll slowly bring it up. All right, there we go. We got power, and I'm stepping back, and we've got 50 volts right there. I don't see the light. I don't see the light on the. Oh yeah, I do. I do see. I do see the light on this right here coming up. Yeah, see it? All right. So let's go all the way up to 110. We don't see no smoke.
It's not crusher
Now
Canada.
a little while back,
Says, safety squints engaged.
right? A little while back, there. It came up like that.
Strange world. Says, well,
I pulled the cable out of the video. That was my fault. Yeah, yeah. The world didn't go dry, guys. I turned it off. Here, I'm turning it back on. But anyway, that right there is what we were getting, right? Now, I don't know. It's hum. Um, Make sure that I have no voltage. Let me turn this a little bit. See if it makes any difference. In other words, if the hum I'm hearing is just from in here. I don't want to touch it because I don't know if it's hot or not. I'm scared. Hold on a second. I'm thinking I got some high voltage gloves over here, but I don't see them, so I'm going to say no. Correct. But what I'm thinking is we still have more capacitors in here that need to be
strange
changed out.
world.
So
Says, YOLO.
yeah, I don't know if this thing is hot here. I'm scared to touch it. Um, how else could I do this? Could I maybe? You know what? I could put a little piece of wood in between there or something. I could do something, something. And actually, I could just do this, right? All it's going to be is 110 volts, right? Like that. What do you think? I'm not touching it. It's insulated. That should work. All right, let's fire this back up. Let's wait for it to start humming. And what I should do is go get the. Ooh, do I have the knobs here? I think the knobs are inside. Let's see. Nah, we're not getting anything but just hum. Oops, I think I just messed something up. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Says, shrink tube on the shaft.
Yeah, that would work. But right now I did something that was even worse. I almost popped this off. I don't know why. I don't know why. Um, let me go get a knob. I know I got a knob. I'll be right back. All right. All right. So I know I took a couple of knobs off of here, and I've got them in a little container. Just have to look for them. I've got this knob also, which isn't for here. It's for that this radio back here. See, I was looking for those. There's this one, which I think was for here. Yeah, there we go. And then I started printing some. And really, what I was trying to do is trying to find. This was just a first print. Trying to find something that I could use like this, and this might work on that radio over there to give me that knob right there. And actually, it looked pretty cruddy right there. But anyway, I also have this one, which would be similar to this if it had knurling inside. Of course, it's red. I just so that hey, you know what? Take that back. That would work, but I could also put a set screw in there to stop it. But anyway, this right here is I think what came off there. Where the heck did I put the little pieces? Maybe. No. Oh well. Let's do this. Yeah. That'll allow me to go one way and then the other. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but just for the the heck of it, right? There we go. We're at our right voltage. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to change a whole bunch of other uh, capacitors if that's the case. I mean, I don't know, but at least we're getting some sound out of there, out of the speaker. All right, let's try this. You see, it sounds like pure AC hum. No carrier or anything. Okay, all right. Enough of that. All right. So again, let me check the time. 8:30. I've been doing this for 2 hours, so an hour and 45 minutes. There are 6 people out there.
For Canada. Says there are just no more analog broadcast anymore.
Well, two things. Two things. Okay.
Strange world. Says, is there an antenna on it?
Yeah. Well, I should be able to hear something. There isn't, but let me get to what I was saying. Um, I'm inside a garage that's a big Faraday cage. That could be part of the problem. Okay, maybe not. All right, let's see. Make sure this thing's off. It's isolated, but I'm going to just unplug it from the wall or from the power. Should be off. All right. Let's try to do something with an antenna. Which let me get rid of this stuff. Okay. Um, the antenna is. Let me get a better view of this. The antenna is these two. Okay. If we find the antenna, here we go. Here's the antenna. Let's at least hook it up. Maybe that's part of it, guys. Another capacitor right here, guys. Okay, this one is. I can't tell. Oh, this one's point 0.001 microfarads. Okay, the other one was point 0.1. All right, and of course we've got the tuning capacitor here for the antenna, which looks like it's in looks like it's connected properly and not damaged any. Right here. Okay. Now here's what I got. Here's what I got. It says green at the top, white at the bottom. Okay. And this here, I think actually grounds. I'm not certain onto the radio somewhere. I think. Um, there's this one out here. Okay, which kind of looks kind of funky. It's not broken or anything, but it's there. But the two that we're talking about is green at the top, white at the bottom. And not this green and white here. I'm going to leave it like that. It's green at the top and white at the bottom. Green at the top and white at the bottom. So I'm just going to do this. Let's see how we're going to do this. Like this. Yeah. Flip this around here. And I need to look into what that ferrite core right there is too. But who knows? Maybe I don't think this is a shortwave. I think this is just AM. So, all right. So again, I'm not going to worry about this one. Like I said, I think it goes like grounded to somewhere like. But anyway, so green at the top, white at the bottom. So let's start with the white. Oh, I need to get my soldering iron back out. Let's see. Flip this here. Turn it right there. Plug that in. Oh yeah. Turn that on. All right. Wait for this thing to heat up. It's getting there. I'll dab it. And you know what Jack was saying, or Stranger Things, or Strange Things. Sorry, bud. I've got Strange New Worlds on my mind right now. But what he was saying earlier about the solders, yes, the solders, the older solders had lead in them, and which I'm assuming this is. The newer solders are Strange Worlds. Yes.
Yeah.
The newer solders are ROSH compliant, which have none, no lead. Well, if you know anything about the content of solder, it's part lead and part tin. So white at the bottom, right? Yeah, and that is and that is the way it stands up. Okay, so white at the bottom. I'm just going to tap the right here. I'll even drop some solder on there just because it looks like it's solder deprived. Just enough. Just enough so it touches there. All right, and the green at the top. I think all I did was just desolder it, like you can see. There we go. Just good enough. Just enough. Just the two of us. Okay. Put my soldering iron, hang it up. All right. I honestly don't think this is going to do any different. I'll have to look at this, but I think this is for noise suppression. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I said it, but I really don't know. give you give you a view. Give you a view. I'm going to turn this off. Maybe.
Strange World says, hard sometimes for me to find a signal on my T at dash 2000.
Yeah, and here's something else. I don't know if I
Strange
finished
World
saying what I.
says, TS 2000.
I don't know if I finished saying it, but because I am inside the Faraday cage, that may be part of it. I don't think so. I think I should at least have something. Okay, uh, at least static, and I don't have static. I have hum, and there's a reason why I have the hum, and that's the capacitors, or at least that's the first place to check. So here, this is well, this one and this one are the only two that'll light up. So let's just look at this one to light up. Um, Let me go ahead and change configuration back. Let's take that off, flip that there. See, now I don't know what I've done. I'm going to have to label my connections off. Let me just take a voltage reading real quick. Now let me just do my normal checking. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, I'm just I'm just putting my connector on there that's shorted. Okay, we're off there. Turn it on. I want I want I want the bulb to go full bright because like that because I've got it going through here or through there. Anyway, so so what I've been doing is raising the voltage and then whatever whatever current goes through the dim bulb, which is I know I'm probably repeating myself 20 times. All right, let's go over here. Um, Yeah, I think you know what it looks like. I don't even think it lights up. All right, there's the bulb. I'm at zero. I'm going to power up, and I'm going to start cranking up. Here's our indicator. You can barely see it. We're at 65 volts. Um, I can see a little bit of a glimmer. There's 85, 90, 105, 110, right there. And so you can see that right there light up. Hey, I don't hear anything yet. Did I turn that thing off? There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah. So same thing. Changing, changing the. That doesn't help. Okay. Now I am seeing something that I'm kind of wondering about. That one right there. Oh yeah, I guess it is turning on. I was going to say, is it turning on? But it is. The heater at least is turning on. I got these tubes from. Turn this off. I got these tubes from eBay, and they're supposed to be good, which I'm sure they are, but I haven't tested them either. I have the old ones right here, and I'll need to at some point because two of these tested bad. I can't remember which ones tested bad. I think this is one of them also. This is a 12SQ7, but anyway, I'm pretty certain that we've got bad capacitors. I mean that's the name of the game usually. Um, just wondering how.
Strange World says, sometime they have to get good and warm, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I should have at least heard something. Yeah, and because I haven't redone the capacitors. I don't want to really do that, but the time period that we had it on should have been enough to get a carrier, and to at least hear static. That's what I'm going for. The hum is because the AC
Strange world.
is humming back and forth,
Says,
basically.
true.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna see what else maybe in the schematic I can do here. Let's see here. Uh, all right. Man, I hate to but that is easy enough to unsolder and solder. Maybe I need to figure out a little clip or something and just clip them on when I need to. This turned off on us. Oh, I know why it turned off. All right, I'll do it this way. Uh, Now we heat this thing up, and I'll go ahead and desolder these. We're unplugged. We were off anyway, but we're unplugged now. Maybe I could put some little alligator clips on it, and it might make it easier to connect it and disconnect it. Let's see. Green top
Strange
is
world. Says, I was just typing that.
yeah, exactly. The static. All right, I don't want to burn that. Let's get rid of this one. The clips. Yeah, the clips. Yeah, I think some little alligator clips would be good because I know I'm going to be taking it off and on, several times. Um, Let me set this back up here. And I'm going to look around a little bit, but I am, man, it's been a long day. We went and got a car for the grandson, and it's hot. All right, this can go over here. Let's put it up there where I had it. Um, okay. Let's just take a peek here. Let's take a look. Let me bring my light back. My ring light, similar
Strange
to.
world. Says, some people say alligator clips. Some people say roach clips.
Yeah, I agree. I'm of that era where we used to call them roach clips. Oh, I got a better one for you, Jack. Hold on a second.
Snow Crusher Canada. Says, I use those lever lock connectors for temp connections.
You see something and you say, "Oh yeah, I know where that's at," and then you go look for it, and yes, I know where that's at. So these, I think this is what Greg just said. They squeeze like that, and whatever's on here, buddy. See, I could have taken and did that on those wires and then soldered them. Right. This is the original. That right there. That's the. Huh? What do you think? Yes? No? But
Strange world.
but these things are.
Says, I knew you were about to
Yeah,
open your mouth.
yeah,
LOL.
yeah. These things are great though, guys, because you can put them in somewhere. Okay, say I had this wire, and this is just solder, but say I had this wire, I could do this right there. Okay, and then solder it in place, and all I got to do is just go, like that. So yeah, these are really good. I've been using these since the Air Force days. It was part of our tools in the avionics shop, in the instrument room. All right, let me
Strange world.
get some light.
Says, are the tips darkened?
Well, of course they are. I solder with them all the time. Ooh, ooh, I hate that red light, but I have blue light right there, and it makes it. No, that's not it. Which one do you guys like better? See, that one's easier for me to look at. So, see this one right here. Whatever value it is, and I'm assuming these are discharged. I shouldn't, because some of these are going to have, like, 400 volts on them. But this one here goes from ground right there. I'm not touching it. In fact, that's what this piece of wood is. Hey, look at that! Look at that! And see, the tips aren't grayed out, but I use these. You can see the paint on them to hang little parts and stuff. Um, but see, this is grounded out here, right there. I don't know if you can see that. So this capacitor goes from that very same place here, but to ground. So that would be the next one that I would logically look at to replace, right? So let's just take a peek. If I have it, I don't know. I'll have to look. Okay, I'll have to look. I might have not ordered it or something, but let's see. Oh, upside down. Yeah, it doesn't help. So to ground, right? To ground. Do we have one there to ground? Hey, look at that right there. That one goes from that same spot that this one's at, which is that one point. That's that point there. This one's going to that point. This one's going to that point. Okay, so from that point there, right, on the switch and the capacitor, right, and I'm looking at something else to ground, and this says it's a 0.22 microfarad, which is similar to this one. Okay, um, I would think since we did. Oh, I do have one. I do have one. I just don't have the exact. Since I did a 104. Okay, for this one, I'm going to do a point. Oh wait, that's 0.02. That's 0.2. Do I have a 0.2 over here? No. I may have to get a 0.2, but that would be the next one. No. Yeah, bummer. I don't have one. All right. So there. I need to get some 0.2s also. All right. So I need to get some 0.2s. In fact, let me scribble this down. Guys, this is gonna be slow, but we'll get this. So point. Wait a second. Yeah, 0.2. So it'll be pretty much the same thing that I'll do. The 0.1 microfarad was a 104, right? So the point two, the point two, because this one's a 104, right? The point two is going to be
Sonia
a 204.
says, thumbs up, make a list.
Hello, Sonia. Well, yeah, I should, and I already ordered Okay, the 1 microfarad that we blew up last time, Sonia, it was a electrolytic. These are not. These are axials. Okay, nice 630 volts, good enough, right? I got some because I got a point zero five somewhere. I don't remember exactly. Let me see. But anyway, it's supposed to be a point zero five. Okay, 0.056, no big deal. Okay, um, and then I needed a 50 microfarad. No. I take that back. That right there, that 47 microfarad is that one right there, 47 microfarad. So I got that one exactly. Um, I'm needing to get a point 0.2 microfarad. I guess I could put two of these in parallel, and that would give me 2 microfarads. Do that because with capacitors, if you put capacitors in parallel, the capacitance increases because it's more plates, more area. Okay, as opposed to resistors. If you put resistors in parallel, the total resistance of the resistor, when you have two or more, is smaller than the smallest resistance.
Says yes.
So I could, yeah. So I could put two of these. I really don't want to though. Maybe I'm gonna just try to get the actual one. But yeah, I could do that. I could certainly do that. Um, guess what, guys? No, this isn't right. This is a point oh 0.02 microfarad. That's not the same thing as point 0.2 microfarad. Yeah. So this isn't it. Where did I come up with that? Did I just order the wrong one? Maybe this is what I thought. All right. So we need some point 0.2 microfarads. All right. Let's look a little bit over what I've got here on the schematic. And all right. So down in this area. All right. Down in this area, um, we got that one changed out. We still need the point 0.2 microfarad there. And that may still be some of the hum that we're hearing in the rest of it. So, oh man, I guess the thing to do to check that would be put the two. But let's see what else we got. We got in uh, uh, the tuning circuits. There's some capacitors, but I'm not going to mess with those right now. And I don't know if these. No, these are variable. Never mind. Point zero 0.05. We got one here coming off of this first stage IF transformer here. Okay, we've got a 50 microfarad here. I mean picofarad. Sorry, picofarad. And we got a 50 picofarad here. Um, we got another 50 picofarad there. Do I have any 50 picofarads? Microfarad, 50 picofarad. No, we don't. All right, so let's go back to the bottom. I'm going to need to get. I got the 47, the point oh 0.05 microfarad. I've got 0.056. This wants a point. Where was I? 0.05 microfarad. Okay, so this would be good. So we've got this one. Let me see if I got something. I don't know if this is going to work, but
Sonia says, I like the ones you have changed.
yeah, exactly. Or that I have, Sonia. I kind of know which ones I've changed. So the one I've changed is this one. Okay, that one's done. Um, I haven't changed any of them yet. But what I was going to do is go, okay, I've got. Let me see. I think I just put a little check mark next to it. Hold on. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. So over here, I need that one. I don't have it. I have that one. Okay, I've got that one. Um, 0.056, right? I've got that one. So that's this one. I'm just putting a little dot next to it. This is really messed up too. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this down. It ain't working. It ain't working. All right, so let's see. Yeah, this would be a lot easier to do this way. All right, so I said I've got this one, and man, that is just messed up. I need a 50 microfarad. Wait a second. No, I need a 50 picofarad. I don't have a 50 picofarad. All right, so I need. Let me just make a whole list. Okay, so I need point zero. No. Point 2 microfarad, which is this one here. Okay, I have the 47, I have the 0.05 because it's the 0.056. I need 50 picofarad. Right? 50 picofarad. 50 mmf is 50 picofarad. Let's go along the line this way. Right here, there's a point 0.01 microfarad. I need a 0.01 microfarad across here. So I need a 0.01 microfarad. I need, let's see, we got the 50 picofarad. And then we need a 0.01 microfarad, which is right here. And then down here, we need a 50 microfarad. Hold on. Yeah, 50 microfarad, right? Yeah, both here and there. Oh, and those are electrolytics. Oh, I know what the deal is. I've got those. I've got 47 microfarads, close enough. Okay, for these two. So these two. How am I going to do this? Hold on. I have this. I need 0.05. No, I'm lost again. Okay, yeah, we got this one too, which is that there. 0.05 microfarads, 0.056 microfarads. Yeah, the little check marks mean that I've got them. Okay, this one here, 50 picofarads. I said I needed. There's a 50 picofarad. This one here, 0.01 microfarad. I've got 0.1 microfarad. Yeah, see, I got 0.1 microfarad, but I need 0.01 microfarad, and that's what we've got there. 50 microfarad, 50 microfarad. We said we're going to use the 4 sevens. So these are two little check marks here, and yellow also. And I will be throwing this away shortly after the stream. Okay, so all right, that's in this part here. With the exception of like this here, those are variable capacitors. I'm not going to mess with them. At least I'm not going to mess with them right now because that's part of tuning and stuff, and I'm not going to mess with it. Here's another 50 microfarad. which we said. I'll tell you what. Let's start over. Let's start over on this side. In the exterior, there's a 0.001 microfarad, which goes from that coil to ground. Okay, and then there's our external antenna. Oh, that's the loop antenna that we were looking at, and part of it, I don't know which one, goes into this detector tube there. But anyway, this is another variable capacitor. That's a variable capacitor, so we don't need to worry about it. 0.001. 0.001. Do I have any 0.001s? I don't. Point, 0.001 microfarad. All right. For the antenna, let's just say for antenna right there. Okay. And that's this one. That's this one right here that we're talking about. Okay. You can see it. You can see it right here. One side's going to the external antenna. There's the loop, right? Okay. And it is. It's going to the external antenna right there. All right. And I think this is good. Yeah. And then the other side goes to ground. Yeah. And that's what I thought. Now, and it is. And it is. Look. 0.001. Oh, sorry. 0.001 microfarad. See? 0.001 microfarad. All right. So that's cool. All right. May as well order 0.001 microfarad for the antenna. Sure thing. Sure thing. And I don't really need this. This is blinding me right now. And that's not very much light either. So let's just power this thing off for right now. All right, let's look at this over here. All right, so let's go back over there. Here's another capacitor. That one again is variable. This one's gang to this one here. Oh, I wonder. There we go. That's our tuner. This is our 2 points on the tuner, right? The gang capacitors right here. I think that's what that is. Because there's a little adjustments on the actual capacitors themselves on top. So that's like, I don't know which one's which. I'm assuming the little ones are the ones. I'm assuming the little ones are the ones that you tweak on the main gangs and see they're ganged together. Okay, and that's this right here. Oh, and I'm seeing something that I don't really like. Oh no. It's okay. It's coming in from the bottom. Okay, so that one's missing right there. One of these is antenna, and the other one's something else. I wonder why that's missing.
Says, yes, the gang is the tuner hot dog slicer capacitor.
Yes, exactly. That's what that is. But I figured that there would be another one here. But anyway, this one you adjust. We're not going to mess with it. But yeah, that's what that is. I'm just going over it, trying to make sure of what we're looking at. Okay. And the more you look at the schematic, the more you understand and start to see the whole picture. I've never really worked on All American 5, Sonia. So this to me is totally a new trip. I mean, really and truly, I understand the concepts of what's going on, but I've never really worked on them. But I mean, a capacitor is a capacitor. A transistor is oh wait, we don't have any transistors here, do we? Capacitor is a capacitor. A bulb or a valve or a tube, you know, um, is all the same basically. I mean, when it comes down to it, a tube is a tube and a capacitor is a capacitor. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to this. And you know what? Maybe I do need that light. Yeah, I do need it. All right, let's go back. So we got that there. Just seeing if there's anything else. No. We got this one here, 0.2 microfarads. That's there. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go like this next to it, that we've at least looked at it and put it down on the deal. And then when we replace it, I put a little check mark on there. How's that, guys? This one's already in place, so we're good there. But as far as the rest, I think that's how I'll keep track of which one. How's that sound? Somebody that said, I think it was you, Jack, that said, mark them. But this way, I know for sure I haven't changed this one. I need to change this one. All right, let's go back and look some more. Um, Again, another tuning capacitor in the oscillator circuit. This is the second detector
Sonia
and
says,
first audio
the
feed.
variable capacitors boxed with the coil are mica caps.
And they're inside, right? But that would be the last thing that I would want to do, right? And there's ways to check for 455 on there. Um, but my point is I'm not touching that unless I absolutely have to. And then I'll call an expert in
Sonia
and ask you, Sonia.
says, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, I've been watching Mr. Carlson's lab, and he had an All American 5 that he went through. Of course, he makes it look so much easier. But anyway, okay, this one here is another 50 picofarad. 50 picofarad. So that's at least two of them, right? Here's one. Here's two. Yeah. So I'll probably end up getting four of each, basically, is my guess. And I'll go over this before I actually make a quantitative check. But okay, so 50 microfarad is there. No, wait a second. Wait a second. I said.
Sonia says, Shango 066 is another good channel to watch.
And I forget, but um, I definitely want to go watch them. These are the 50 microfarads, so we don't need 50 microfarads, so we're good there. I take that back. That's a picofarad. It's picofarad. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I've got here. Never mind. I'm getting confused with pico and micro when it comes to the same numbers. All right, it's good. Here, oh, what is this one? Here's a 270, and this one goes from pin 6 of the 12SQ7 tube, from pin 6 back to X, which X is this spot here, okay, which basically means the same point on the switch that we soldered the capacitor to on the side switch. So this here is connected with this right here, and this is a 270 picofarad. So 270 picofarad. Okay. So that's that one there. That's this one here. Let me put it right here. Okay. And then let's go over to this one. This
Sonia
is a 0.01
says, yes.
millifarad. Yeah. 0.01 millifarad. I don't have 0.1 millifarad. Okay. So we also need, and I don't know, capacitor 13. I've got a list of what they are, and it'll tell me if it's an axial or what. Let me say, so 0.01. So I probably should have been doing this. C13.01 microfarad. I know I said milli, but I meant micro. So 0.01 microfarad. Okay, well, good there. Oh, put this. And like I said, I'll go over this later and make sure that I'm getting more stuff. And I'll do it tonight. Resistors, resistors, resistors. Here's a capacitor coming off a 2, which is a point zero one microfarad. So there's another one. Where is it? 0.01 microfarad going to, oh, check this out. Duh, to this from the center volume control knob coming over here to a point zero 0.01 microfarad going to pin 2 of the 2SK7. So this one, we'll put it over here. This one here, okay. And I'm going to look at this over and figure out which ones I need, whether I need mica capacitors, axials. I don't think any of these are electrolytics so far, except these down here. And I've got those. I haven't changed them out, but I've got them. Even though it looks, the little check mark looks like I've got them. I don't know. Or maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this. Yeah. So that means it's been changed out. That means I have it and it needs to be changed out. And that means that I don't have it and it needs to be changed out. So when I change one of these out, I will yellow it also. I will highlight it. So there's the deal. This is what I've got here. Do I have 0.01 microfarad? No, I only have 0.1 microfarads. So I need to get some 0.01 microfarads. 0.01 microfarads, 0.01 microfarads.
Sonia says,
all right.
the disc caps should work in some spots.
Yeah, they should. 50. I lost my point where I was. Oh yeah, I was here. Yeah, it was here. So we got that 0.01 microfarad. That one, there's nothing here. What is this? Oh, here's another one. Oh no, I already accounted for it. It's a 0.01. So a 0.01 here, 0.01 here. Yeah. All right. So there's my numbers. I'll probably end up ordering, 4 of each maybe or something like that. But I'll look on the sheet and and figure out exactly what they are, axial, whatever. Um, but anyway, guys, with that being said, I think I'm gonna take off, and I don't know what's gonna happen next Friday. It took longer. Oh, it took longer than 5 days. So basically, or 7 days. I think it took 8 days. But Sonia, do you know a good place to buy capacitors? I got these from Tony's Capacitor Corner. Okay. And I'm just curious. If we put this here, take this capacitor, see when it's open.
Sonia says, I usually order from DigiKey or Mauser.
Really? Okay. What's the turnaround on those? From when you order it to when you get them? Well, I guess the trying to get the. I guess I could do this. All right. So
Sonia says, within a week.
Within a week. Well, we'll see. I'll have to look at DigiKey or Mauser. Both. I've ordered from DigiKey before. Okay, let's turn this on. This says it's 96.77 nanofarads. And this should be what? I forgot. What did I say? It should be 0.1 microfarad. do a little conversion in my head now. What? Yeah. 6 nanosecond. It's LCR auto. It's thinks it's millihenries. Here's my light. That's what I was looking for. So 100 nanofarads is zero point 0.1 picofarad. Okay? So that's pretty darn close. That's 4 nanofarads, and this is 5%. What's 5% of 0.1? I don't know. But anyway, I would think that'd be okay. Because like I said, 100 nanofarads is 1 picofarad. I'm sorry, 1 microfarad. I'm sorry, 0.1 microfarads. 0.1 microfarads, yeah, is 100. Wait a second. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How come that don't sound right in my head? 0.1. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sonia
It's milli,
says,
micro,
yes,
nano. Yeah,
0.1 microfarad.
yeah. Yeah. It's milli, micro, nano, pico. So 100 picofarads or 95. Okay, this would be 0.09 microfarads. So that's pretty close. All right, cool beans. So we know that one's good. What the heck, huh? I don't want to. I don't want to. Well, I guess we could. These are pretty hefty, pretty hefty capacitors. I mean, after blowing up the last ones, I guess if I observe the polarity, but I'm not even going to do it, guys. I'm not even going to do it. Here, this one's 5-6 pico. Oh, what the heck? Let's do this. Power off. With electrolytic capacitors, you have to observe the polarity on them. And the polarity in this point is negative, but look, it points to this side. So this is the negative side. This is my negative side. Okay, there's it. There's it is there. And there's that is there. And and there's our protective shield. Ready? What do you think? Is that right? Is that right? I mean that should test it well. That shouldn't blow it up, right? I mean we're not putting this thing will take 450 volts. So I don't know how much voltage comes out of there, but does that look good to you, Sonia?
Abatus
Abatus?
says, it looks right.
Okay, Abatus. Good deal.
Now, Sonia says, yes.
Okay,
Abatus says, Twitch clip button ready.
okay. But look, I'm going to cheat, guys. I'm going to cover it up. Press the button. 44.28 microfarads. 44.28, and it's supposed to be 47. So it's off 3 microfarads, which is nothing. Yeah, so we're good there. Yeah. Abatus, were you here when I did put a capacitor across the line last time. Go look at the last clip. Oh, about 3/4 of the way
Abatus
at the end.
says anticlimactic.
Yeah, very much not, right?
Abatus says no.
Okay. Well, it's there. It's there. I meant to do a little video. Yeah, let me get this off of here. But I never did, and I will though. I will. All right. All right. So
Abatus
there we go, guys.
says I have done it myself,
Oh,
so I know the excitement.
exactly. And it was a little one too. It was it wasn't like this, but it was comparable to something like that. Yeah, here we go. It was one of these. So it was like that. It wasn't very big. What did I do with it? It's here somewhere. Yeah, yeah. Here's the results of it, right there. But I think it was one of those micro. It was 400 volts though. But I mean, can you imagine?
Says still can poke your eye.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you should see it. It went smoke, and I looked away, and all of a sudden it went poof. I let it. What the heck? It's, you know, no big deal. The capacitor was ruined anyway. But anyway, all right.
Says it was a Chinese capacitor.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I hear you. All right, guys. Let me see. Abaddis, you're the only one over on Twitch, right? If I can find my pointer. Yeah, you're the only one. Well, thank you for being here, Abaddis. Should we raid somebody with one?
Says 4th of July caps.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. 4th of July caps. That's right, Greg.
Sonia says thumbs up.
Yeah, guys, thank you. Thank you for being here, guys. As always, live long and prosper. And where are we? And no matter what you do, do it just for fun. Let me see if I can move Twitch along. Let's see. Let's see who's streaming. Abaddis. You want to suggest somebody, Abaddis? We'll just go right over in there. Hey, the free heathen's on. We can just do that. I'll if you're still here, Abaddis, I'll go with yours. Or not. Good night, Greg. The bot's a little slow.
Rusher Canada says good night all.
Good night, and thank you, guys.
I have to mow in the next couple of mornings before the heat hits.
You bet. I totally understand. Totally understand. Believe me. But at least our lawn is mowed.
Abatus says
Yes.
great stream.
Hey, thank you.
Catch you on the next one.
All righty. All right. It may be next. It may be next Friday. It might not be.
Sonia says good night's not crusher waving hand.
If I can get the capacitors, or if I have more capacitors I can change out, I'm gonna look at this a little bit more and see what I can do. I just don't want to blow it up, guys, and actually you guys have a nice clip. So
says G and Sonia.
All right, I'm gonna take Twitch to the free heathen. Twitch, let's see, what is it? Raid, and it's the free heathen. Free heathen is an awesome little maker. Big maker, has a great community. A friend of mine, known him for a while. Free heathen. In other words, free heat hen. Anyway, let's see. Abgus, I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's a maker. Oh, the channel has follower subscriber chat. So, well,
Abatus says, yep, next province over.
all right. Oh, really? All right, here we go. Right now, over on Twitch, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And guys, like I said, see you next time. Live long and prosper. And no matter what you do, remember, do it just for fun. Good night, guys. Rest well. Sunday, I'm going to finish up the space shuttle. Hopefully, finish it up. I did some 3D stuff on it, but I should be able to put it all together. But it is laser cut with some 3D, nice little dealies there. But anyway, live long and prosper, guys.